October 1986. A massive earthquake shakes the city of San Salvador. The Red Cross response is immediate. Hundreds of volunteers converge in the devastated areas, sometimes using their bare hands to dig through the rubble. A disaster victim remembers fearing for her daughter's life and finding her alive. I cried, I hugged her, and I said, "Daughter." She was crying too. I was crying because she was crying, because the emotion was great. It was extremely rough. No water, no electricity, nothing to eat. I basically lost everything. In the aftermath of the earthquake, the Red Cross of El Salvador faced an overwhelming situation. 300,000 families were left homeless. Survivors desperately needed food and water. Help came to the people of El Salvador from all over the world. Food, medical supplies, vehicles, and emergency funds were rushed to the disaster area by other Red Cross societies. Disaster relief such as this is coordinated by the League of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. The League, based in Geneva, Switzerland, is a federation of Red Cross societies. Its existence assures that no individual Red Cross society faces a catastrophe like this alone. To administer relief operations, the League recruits disaster specialists from national Red Cross societies. These delegates are sent to the stricken area, where they collaborate with the Red Cross of that country.
I think we need to be real careful with how these...
In El Salvador, there are 3 delegates, 1 from the Spanish and 2 from the American Red Cross, Israel Zuniga and Rene Carrillo, who is chief of the League delegation.
Yeah, the system that we use for the League delegates is that we borrow people from national societies, in this case from the American Red Cross. The American Red Cross has now been training people for the last 8 or 10 years, and those people are on call, and are on call for emergency periods where they can be sent to any part of the world to provide that assistance that is needed between the League, the national societies, and in many cases just with the general public.
Assistance to disaster victims continues for months and months. Emergency food from the League is brought to La Providencia, a shanty town of 300 families that was built from the ruins of the earthquake. There are many such La Providencias in San Salvador. League delegate Israel Zuniga oversees the feeding operation.
You're going to find that the majority of these people really do need these food. They don't have work. They have 5 or more members of the family, sometimes as many as 14 people living in a small shack. And you'll find that the kids, when you see these kids, are actually malnourished. And the food that they get may be all they get for some time to come. We work hand in hand with the Salvadoran Red Cross when it comes to the actual operation. You find that the League administers the programs while the Salvadoran workers actually carry out the actual work.
One by one, a name is called, and an earthquake victim takes his parcel of food. Although it is time-consuming, this orderly process ensures that all those who need food receive it. Operating independently of government or any other groups, the Red Cross channels food directly to those who need it, people to people. No less essential than food is adequate shelter. After their homes were reduced to rubble, thousands of earthquake victims were forced to live in huts of sheet metal scraps and cardboard. But many of these people will be helped. Through the League's support, their huts will be replaced with earthquake-resistant housing with proper sanitation. Today, Renee talks over some changes in the construction plans with community leader Don Francisco, a local shoemaker. His people will be the first to benefit from the League housing program. They have a strong sense of pride as they immerse themselves in planning, designing, and eventually building the dwellings they will live in.
Como ustedes pueden ver, este es el proyecto, los planos del proyecto de las casas que tiene planteado el proyecto de
The group, the community will receive these homes free of charge, but the community will be doing most of the work. They will do all the hard work of shovels, picks, removal of dirt, and later on they will build all the doors, the windows, they will build the inside walls, all the work that is not technical work they will do.
The rebuilding of Don Francisco's community is an example of the kinds of disaster relief projects conducted by the League throughout the world.